Hey everybody, Dave here with Wags Automotive, and today since we're back in BFM, well, I figure I probably had to get started on this rare Mustang GT. And I know some of you are going to argue and say, that ain't rare. Well, yeah, it is rare. It's not rare because it's a Mustang GT, a 96 Mustang GT. It's rare because of the color, which is called bright tangerine, and they only made a little over 600 of these things, like 620 of them or something like that, 625, I don't know, something like that. But they only made a few of them. It's out of all the colors that they painted, 96 Mustang GTs, it's the one that has the least number of cars painted that color, the lowest number. And it's also a one-year only color, so after 96 you couldn't get bright tangerine anymore. So technically it's a rare car. It's not rare in any other way. I wish it was a leather interior, because it wouldn't be like one of 300, but it's not. It's vinyl, or wait, I think it's cloth, I don't know. But anyhow, it's a rare car in that aspect. So now it's going to go to the body shop, but the last time I think I showed you guys videos of this thing, it wasn't running that good. The clutch was making noise. So today I'm gonna do some work on it, and we're gonna change some parts around. I'll show you what parts I got for it. I'll show you what's been done to it. We'll start it up here, and we'll try to start it. Let's see if it starts and runs, and we'll see how it sounds. Take a quick look at it before we get started here. All right, let's go. I'll find the key. Oh, where's the key? Where's the key? Where's the key? Might be in it. Well, no, it's not in it. Hold on, I gotta find the dadgum key. I had it a minute ago. I bet I sat it down when I went in the house. Good job, Dave. I'll be right back. All right, got the key. It helps if you have a key to be able to start it. All right, let's see if it'll start. I hear air whistling. There must be a vacuum leak somewhere. See if I can find it. Oh, yeah. There it is, okay. Hold on a second. I took some hoses off this thing to go to the parts store to match them up, because the hoses on this thing are corroded. And so I replaced the ones I took off, but there's one I forgot to replace. That's why it's making the noise it's making and why it's not starting. It's got a massive vacuum leak on the back of the manifold. We will remedy that. put up with lawnmowers today. No surprise there, I should probably be mowing my lawn too. But I'm not. I'm working on this Mustang. Okay, there we go. Now I got that back in line. Replaced with a new one. I'll show you that here in a minute. Let's see if it'll start now. So as you can see, it's not super happy about wanting to start. It's running rough. So let's take a look at what we're going to do. Okay. So today, you can see it. You can see it's kind of shaking. Not running smooth. But if you remember, when we had it last year, all these plug wires were all chewed up and eaten up, and I pulled the spark plugs out of it. I can't remember if I pulled them all out or just a couple, but they were like, looked really bad. So we're definitely going to put new spark plugs in. We're going to put new spark plug wires on it. But I want to take the engine compartment partially apart because I want to detail stuff and paint stuff and make it look nice again. I'll show you guys how I'm going to do that. We're going to put a new alternator on it because I don't think that alternator's working. I got a kit that's got the tension pulley, the idler pulley, and a belt. Put that on there. We're going to drain, of course, we've got to drain the radiator to get the water pump and all that off. And then we're just going to, there's a lot of hoses in here. So I'll show you guys. Well, if you remember, when I had this thing last year, it had all these plastic lines that were all chewed up by rats or squirrels or whatever the heck was under the hood on this thing. And I'm amazed it didn't chew up the wiring, but they chewed up the spark plug wires and they chewed up those plastic lines, but they didn't really touch the wiring anywhere except for over there, the mass airflow sensor. And that's another thing. I sprayed the snot out of that thing last year with brake clean trying to get this thing to start. And I don't know if I messed it up or not, but we ordered a new mass airflow sensor for it, so we're going to go ahead and put a new one of those on. But like this hose right here was really badly corroded. This stuff, the hoses turn your fingers black, and they get all flaky when they get old. So I pulled a few of them off, and I got new ones. This one back here, this goes to down there, and it's not hooked up. So it goes to this, which is your vapor canister relief valve. But that hose, you can see it's all nasty looking. Of course, when you rub your hand on it, it turns your hand black. That's a good sign your hoses are junk, is when they look like that. So we're going to replace all those. And these plastic lines, I'll show you what I'm going to do with those as far as replacing those. It's kind of a pain to try to get connectors because this takes a certain type of connector. So I'm going to try something first to see if it works. If it don't, then I got a plastic connector I can put in there to replace it with. That's a different style. So we'll see how that's going to work. But anyhow, you can see it is running. If I'd have hooked that vacuum line up, it would have started a lot quicker. But you know, sometimes I'm an idiot. I just didn't see it because it was on the back of the motor. All right, so I'm gonna just do this like in a kind of a speeded up video, taking this thing apart. You guys can watch that. There's no point in me, you know, telling you everything I'm doing. If I see something you need to know about, then I'll talk to you about it. But let's go ahead and start taking it apart. All right, so I'm gonna stop the video and then start it, and we'll do a time lapse thing. All right, keep watching. All right, actually, before we do that, I want to show you guys what we got for this thing. I wanted to try to keep, since it's fairly low miles, it's only got like 97,000 miles on it. I wanted to try to keep as much OEM stuff on here as I could. So here's what I got. Show you guys the parts we're going to put on it today, and then I'll show you something funny I found. So we got a water pump here. Comes with the gas, the seal. That's brand new. It's a Gates. It's not Ford, but that's all right. It's just a water pump. And this is that kit that I told you guys about. That's got the pulleys and all that stuff in. It's kind of neat. It comes as a kit. What are they calling it? They're calling it a serpentine kit. So it has, if I can get it to open up, there we go. It has instructions, which I don't need. It's got a belt. Whoop. It's got a belt. It's got a new tensioner pulley and a new idler pulley. So those will look nice on there. Well, anyhow. Okay, the box fell open. And then I did find a set of Motorcraft spark plug wires. I'm hoping they're correct. They should be. And they're actually black, which I think will really look good with that orange. Offset that orange pretty good. I'm not really too fond of the blue ones. I think these will look a lot better. So hopefully those will fit. Those are the right ones. We got a 180 degree thermostat and gasket O-ring. Got a set of Autolite double platinum spark plugs. That's what was recommended for this car. We got those. And then if you guys remember, I always tell you when you're shopping for parts to try to find old boxes or, you know, yellowed stuff. So I got, this is the starter that was already put on when they put a new clutch in it. So if you notice it isn't making that noise anymore. We took it to a transmission shop. I can't remember if I told you guys this or not already, but they put in a new clutch, and because I cranked on it so much trying to start it on the first video, the starter quit working on it, which, you know, it's 25 years old, 30 years old, whatever it is. And so I got on eBay and I found these Century Gold, which used to be a brand sold by the parts store Western Auto before they became Advance Auto. And Century Gold was their premium line of parts. And these are both brand new. I got them both from the same person. But this is an alternator. And it is a Motorcraft. You can see that. So it's good high quality. I got to take the pulley off and replace it. It's got a little bit of corrosion on it, but that pretty much wipes off. It's just been sitting for a while. Got a little bit of humidity in it, but it's brand new. We're gonna put that on there, and hopefully the charging system will start working after that. The starter's already been replaced, so we don't need to do that. That's the old one. But I just want to show you it was the same brand. And then I found these. This is kind of cool. The pedal pads on that car looked pretty bad, so I found these on the internet. I don't remember if they're on Amazon or on eBay, but they're actually OEM Ford pedal pads for the brake pedal and the clutch pedal. So we're going to put those on there, replace them, and then we've got a set of OEM Ford front and rear brake pads, and I assume there's 4 in each one. I haven't even checked. Yeah, it says 4 pieces. Okay. And that doesn't say, but it feels like 4 pieces to me. It's pretty heavy. So anyhow, we're going to assume, but those are actually OEM Ford parts. So like I said, I'm trying to get everything I can OEM stuff on this thing. Okay, now I want to show you guys something funny. So the instrument cluster on that thing had a piece of black tape over part of the dash, and I thought, well, there must be a check engine light or something that was covered up, some kind of a light covered up, and they took the dash apart and put a piece of tape over it. But no, I pulled the dash all the way apart, and I pulled it out, and that piece of tape was right here. And look, somebody took, I don't know what, piece of fingernail polish or a Sharpie or a whiteout bottle or something, and they drew a heart there, okay? And then there's another one I didn't even notice, but there's another one right there. I have no idea why someone would put hearts on the dash, why they'd want to take the time to take this thing completely apart and draw hearts on it. Unless some kid owned it and his 16-year-old girlfriend just loved him so much she had to put a heart on it so he would not forget that she was in love with him. But anyhow, so I got to try to get that cleaned off if I can. Hopefully I can use like a little brake clean or something and not damage anything and try to get it off. But I just thought it was corny as heck that somebody would actually take the time to take this thing apart and draw 2 hearts on there. And somebody put tape over that one, so I guess they weren't in love with that person anymore. I don't know. It's just weird. But anyhow, I got to work on that too. Okay. And then we've got a new air filter over there. And I've got some more parts in the house. Got more parts coming. I got new headlights for it. I got a new hood pad. You know, the hood pad on this thing. You guys probably noticed that. The hood pad's all torn right there. But we got a real nice one that's got, it says Mustang, and it's got the running horse on it. So we're going to put that on there and make it look nice. But this thing's going to go to the paint shop before we put that on because we want it to get painted first. So anyhow, so let's get started taking this thing apart now. Now that I've shown you what I got for it. Oh, and of course I got a bunch of rubber hoses and crap too. So, all right, let's get this thing taken apart. All right, guys. You saw me disassemble a lot of stuff off the engine. I got a bunch of hoses and brackets off there. And the reason I took all that off is because I want to replace the hoses. I want to clean up the stuff that's rubber. And the brackets, I'm going to paint them so they look nice. So I took all that off. And we'll do that later. But I wanted to show you guys something. I was underneath this car, if you guys noticed. Looking, trying to find the petcock to drain the radiator because I want to put a new thermostat in it and a water pump. I'm looking and looking down here with a petcock. Well, guess what the petcock is? In case you don't know, on a 96 Mustang GT, the petcock is, try to get down here where you can see it. Right there. I'll move my finger. It's right where my finger's at. See it right there? See that? That's the petcock. Now, how in the heck are you supposed to reach down in between here, which there's no way my hand's going to fit in there. How are you supposed to reach down there and open up that petcock? I mean, that's just stupid. You got the... Hold on, let me back off here again. You got the anti-lock brake module or whatever the heck it is right there in the way. You know, and the stupid thing is they've got... It stops right there. You know, they could have moved it back another 3 inches and you could reach your hand in there and get the petcock open. But I don't even see a way to get it open. I have no idea unless I can reach up to the fender. But that's just crazy. But anyhow, we got it cleared out. And I unplugged all the connectors because I'm going to spray brake clean into them. Just if there's any corrosion or anything, it'll kind of clean them out and help them to work better. And I'm debating whether or not I should take off the throttle plate off the manifold. I guess I can. I'd have to get a gasket for it. I'd have to disconnect the EGR valve, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do there. I haven't decided yet, but I definitely need to pull the spark plugs out now. But you can see all the grime down in there where the spark plugs were at. So I'm going to try to get a vacuum and get down in there and vacuum all that out if I can. Or I may just have to get a blowgun and blow it out. Maybe I should do that before I pull the spark plugs out. It's probably a good idea. Get an air compressor and blow it out. So let me do that. And then, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to take the lower radiator hose off on the driver's side and drain the antifreeze out. I'll just shove a screwdriver in between the radiator hose and the radiator and let the antifreeze run out into the pan enough to get the upper hose off and the thermostat out and all that, water pump out. So, because I got to drain quite a bit to do that. So anyhow, let me do that and get this cleaned up, and then I'll come back and show you guys where we're at. We'll look at the other side real quick. I took that brace off again. I want to clean it up and paint it and make it look nice. So this side here, you know, I removed quite a bit of stuff over here. I moved the wire harness back, and I mean, you can get to everything really easily here. So again, I'll have to get in there and blow that out with a blowgun, try to clean it up. You can see all the grime and stuff down in there. And I got valve cover gaskets for this thing. I'm not exactly sure how hard it'd be to get the valve covers off, but we may find out. So let me keep working, and then I'll come back and show you guys where I'm at with this, okay? All right, I'll be back. Well, crap. So, I got a little bit of bad news here. I got a problem I'm not sure how to fix. Maybe you guys can help me if you guys know how to deal with this. So I decided to go ahead and take this upper intake manifold off, throttle body assembly, yeah, throttle body assembly. And got to looking back here, and look what I found. So this is the fuel rail. It's got plastic lines running across, and look at the back one. See that? So the rats, or whatever, squirrels, whatever was under the hood here, they have chewed through the outer layer of the fuel line, the crossover tube running from there over to here to the fuel pressure regulator. They've chewed through it, the gray layer, and they've chewed part way through the black layer, as you can see. It isn't leaking. I didn't smell fuel when it was running, but driving down the road, will it eventually fatigue and break? I don't know. But if it does, you guys know what's going to happen, because you got whatever pressure rating this fuel system's rated at. I'm going to guess it's probably, what, 20 pounds, 25 pounds? I don't know. Maybe you guys know. But anyhow, I think the injectors, I was looking online, I think the injectors are rated for 19 pounds. But you can upgrade them to 24 and supposedly get better throttle response and not have to do any modifications to the engine, which I hope that's right, because if that is, I'm going to go ahead and have her go ahead and get new fuel injectors for it too, since I got to take it apart anyhow. Might as well. So at this point, until I get this fixed, I can't finish this thing, because I'm not going to drive it with that fuel line like that. Now, I've read online, and you know, if you guys know about this and you've done it or know someone that's done it, you know, first of all, if you know where I can get some of this plastic fuel line, then I could try to replace it. But I've also read online where guys take high pressure fuel injection hose, rubber hose, and put it in there and put clamps on either end of it. I don't know if that'll work or not. Maybe it will. You guys know of anybody that's done that, or have you done it? If you have, let me know, because I've never done it. I've always was under the belief that the fuel injection system under the car, under the hood, should be left alone, and if you have to replace something like a fuel rail, you should replace the whole thing. But it's a 96, and nobody makes them. Ford doesn't make them anymore, so unless I can find one in a junkyard, I'm not going to find one. So anyhow, I'm trying to get this thing to back out, but I guess it ain't going to back out any further. Oh, I wanted to show you guys. Oh, I wanted to tell you a couple things here. Hold on. So I took off the EGR valve, which is right here, and I'm going to see how much they cost. I'm probably just going to get a new one because this one's kind of ugly. But if I can't get it, then I'm going to try to clean this one. And the way you clean it is you spray brake cleaner, carburetor cleaner down in this hole, and you just let it sit upside down, full of fluid, full of carburetor cleaner, brake cleaner, and you just let it sit and soak, and it helps break up all the carbon in there. But I don't know if I can, I don't know if I can get a new one or not. We'll see, or how much they cost. Now you've also got what's called an IAC here, idle air control. So it's a solenoid that controls your idle speed, and it's just got a little valve in it that opens and closes and allows air to bleed by when your throttle is completely closed to adjust your idle speed, okay? And those things can also become gummed up and clogged up. So again, I got it over here. So what I did, or what you do, if I can do this one-handed, you take, this is it, and it's kind of hard because it's got a little step on the bottom, so I got it sitting here on this ledge. So this is your inlet hole down here, and there's your air tube running over to your air cleaner. So you just take, I just got some regular old brake clean, and I just spray it in there like that and fill it up until it runs out. See that, it's running out. And once it runs out, I know it's full, and I'll just let that sit and soak, and that brake cleaner will loosen up any gum and varnish and all that crap that's in there. And you know, if it doesn't work, I can always buy a new one, but there's no point in buying a new one if this one's just gummed up. So I'm going to try to cleaning it first. I'm going to try cleaning the EGR valve first and see if I can get a new gasket for it. But it's kind of ugly, so I was kind of thinking about painting it. And I don't know if I can get some high temperature paint it with it or not, or maybe I have some high temperature paint, I don't know. But I may just look and see what a new one costs and have her get a new one. All right, guys, so I'm going to stop this right now because I want to put this video out there for you guys. If there's anybody that can give me some advice on this, you know, what you've done, or if you know where I can find that replacement fuel line. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person who's had a broken plastic fuel line. You know, I know they run along the rail, the frame rail, and you know, you can buy that black thin plastic fuel line for that, but I don't know if that stuff will work up here or not, because that stuff you just heat it up and you push it over the metal fitting and it seals itself. But this line up here is a lot heavier than that, so I don't know if it's the same or not. But if you guys know how to fix this, or if you've used rubber fuel lines, I might just try the rubber fuel lines. You know, I can always put them on, put the car together, start it up, and make sure I don't have any fuel leaks. And if I don't, then I'm good. So, but the thing I'm worried about is if I take that plastic line off, once I cut it off, I can't put it back on because it's cut off. But I don't want to not cut it off because it's damaged. So I'm kind of in a dilemma here. But if you guys got any advice you can give me on how to fix this, I probably got black crap on my face because I got them, like I said, them rubber hoses, them old corroded rubber hoses, they turn everything black because they rub off on your hands. But if anybody's got any advice, you can give me on this, I'd appreciate it. If anybody's got a fuel rail off of a 96 Mustang GT 4.6 liter engine that's in good shape, I'd be willing to buy it from you. But anyhow, I'm going to stop this video right now and post it so you guys can see it, and maybe you can give me a hand here. I don't know everything, so I just have to try and see what I can do to fix it. But I'm going to get this fuel rail off and go in the house and look at it and try to figure out if I can find something that'll match up with it, and maybe send some emails out to people that are parting these cars out. So or get on the forums, the Mustang forums, maybe somebody can help me there. All right, guys, I'm going to stop this video. We'll continue more on this, getting all this motor together and stuff like that. But looks like it's going to get delayed going to the body shop now because I don't want to drive it like that. So I don't want to catch on fire in the middle of the highway and then, by the time I get it shut off and get the fire department there, it's burnt to the ground. So that's not cool. And it's a cool car, so I want to keep it nice. So anyhow, I appreciate it, guys. All right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.